Hello, my brothers and sisters. Long time no see. This is Tina. Nice to see you again. So last episode we talked about what is incarnation and what is the normal humanity of incarnation. In this episode, we will continue to talk about what is the normal humanity and what is the complete divinity of incarnate God. So at first, I want to read one passage of words and we can learn together. In fact, the implication of God's incarnation is that God lives and works in the flesh, that God in his very essence becomes flesh, becomes a man. His incarnate life and work can be divided into two stages. First is the life he lives before performing his ministry. He lives in an ordinary human family, in utterly normal humanity, obeying the normal morals and laws of human life, with normal human needs, food, clothing, sleep, shelter, normal human weaknesses and normal human emotions. In other words, during this first stage he lives in non-divine, completely normal humanity, engaging in all the normal human activities. The second stage is the life he lives after beginning to perform his ministry. He still dwells in the ordinary humanity with a normal human shell, showing no outward sign of the supernatural. Yet, he lives purely for the sake of his ministry. And during this time, his normal humanity exists entirely in order to sustain the normal work of his divinity. For by then his normal humanity has matured to the point of being able to perform his ministry. So, the second stage of his life is to perform his ministry in his normal humanity, when it is a life both of normal humanity and complete divinity. After reading this passage of the words, we can think about one question. How many stages does the incarnate God's life and work be divided into? Yes, two. The first step, that is before he starts to perform his ministry, and the second step, that is after he starts to perform his ministry. In the first step, and he has the normal humanity. In this process, he should learn the normal language, a normal culture, and he has the normal process to grow up, and he has the normal weaknesses of human life. Yeah, so this is everything that is very normal. At the same time, he has his emotions, love, sad, sorrow, everything that is very normal. Yeah, this is the process of this is the first stage of his life. And in the second stage, that is totally different. The second stage, that is, he starts to perform his ministry. In this stage, his normal humanity is matured, and his complete divinity starts to revealed. So he can cast out demons, healing the sick, and also performing the miracles. In this period, people is easy to recognize him from his work and his words. So this is a life he lives in the complete divinity. But no matter before he starts to perform his ministry or after he starts to perform his ministry, there is one characteristic of incarnate God, that is the normal humanity. But the normal humanity we talk about, that is totally different from the man's normal humanity. Because Christ has no sin, he is holy, so he has no arrogance, no the corrupt disposition. This part we should make it clear. So the second part I want to share with you, that is the complete divinity of incarnate God. So before we start talk about this aspect, and let's read some Bible verses and some God's words. Let's start. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. John chapter 1, verse 1. I am the way, the truth, and the life. John chapter 14, verse 6. Because he is a man with the essence of God, he is above all created humans, above any man who can perform God's work. And so, among all those with a human shell like his, among all those who possess humanity, Only He is the incarnate God Himself. All others are created humans. Though they all have humanity, created humans have nothing but humanity, while God incarnate is different. In His flesh, He not only has humanity, but, more importantly, divinity. He who is God incarnate shall possess the essence of God, and he who is God incarnate shall possess the expression of God. Since God becomes flesh, He shall bring forth the work He intends to do. And since God becomes flesh, He shall express what He is, and shall be able to bring the truth to man, bestow life upon him, and point the way for him. And so, in determining whether it is the flesh of God incarnate, the key lies in His essence, His work, His utterances, His disposition, and in many other aspects, rather than external appearance. If man scrutinizes only his external appearance, and as a result overlooks his essence, this shows that man is benighted and ignorant. On the surface, Christ, a normal human, has the same appearance. Only from the appearance that is very difficult for us to know who is Christ. But because the essence are different, God has God's essence, God has the God's spirit, and man has man's essence, man has man's spirit. The spirit is different. So when Christ starts to perform His ministry, He starts to utter the words. He starts to do His work. So we can see He is God incarnation. Because only God can do this kind of the things. Man cannot do this. Like our Lord Jesus, before He starts to perform His ministry, He only lived in a normal human life. But after He starts to perform His ministry, He utters the words, opens a new era, gives us the way of repentance. At last, He redeems us. All of the things, only can the incarnate God do it. People cannot do it. So this is the best proof of what is the complete divinity. So from here we can see, if we don't listen to God's words, we don't experience His work, it is very difficult for us to know who is the incarnate God and who is Christ. So this is what I want to share with you guys in this episode. What is the normal humanity and what is the complete divinity of incarnate God? Hope this episode can help you know more of the truth. Yeah, thank God. So let's stop here and hope to see you next episode. Okay, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.